Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. With that being said, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Mellow Mint. A bright and refreshing blend of Pacific Northwest grown peppermint and spearmint, paired with high-quality CBD hemp that's not only delicious, but helpful with digestion. The Brothers Apothecary. Fine teas and remedies. All right, thank you all so much for watching again. Shout out The Brothers Apothecary. Make sure to click the link below. Go check out what they got. I'm sure you're going to like something. That being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
Yama yama yin yang. It's your boy Julian Outlaw.
Hello. Hello, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, Jimmy. I am excited. To be here, dude.
Hell yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, where you're from, what you do, give us that, Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
All right, well, oh, man, I was about to say, I like mimosas. No.
Long walks on the beach.
Long walks on the beach, fluffy dogs.
Sick bars.
Yeah. But, Julian Outlaw. I'm from, currently in Portland. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down in the PNW by way of Houston, Texas. That's where I'm from originally.
Oh, hell yeah.
Getting into hip hop, I've been doing it for a long time, man. It's like one of those things, like when you ride a bike or learn how to play basketball, you might stop for a minute, but you don't ever forget, you know what I mean? You always have that capability to do so.
I gotta tell you, I stopped playing basketball at a certain point. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at it.
It's all synapses, you know what I'm saying? And muscle memory. But I have to say probably music in general, elementary school.
Okay.
I started first I played the violin.
Oh, hey, me too.
Cool,
yeah.
Man. But unfortunately for my hyperactive ass, that didn't make enough noise for me. So I ended up switching over from orchestra and the band. And then by second grade, I started playing the trombone.
Oh, okay.
So probably the third grade is when I started freestyling.
Okay.
So being from Houston, I feel anybody, if you don't know about DJ Screw or the Screwed Up movement that was going down there, it's very freestyle heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, Houston's just a performative place.
Extremely.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this out, but I actually went to the same elementary school as the Queen.
Oh,
Beyonce knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cynthia Ann Parker Elementary. And the only solace that my mother had in that was school coordinator was like, "Don't worry, Miss Outlaw. Beyonce also acted a damn ass here too. So there is hope." You know what I'm saying? We just got to direct that energy properly. So yeah, that was, thank God for that. So played trombone through, all the way through college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Started, freestyling in third grade and battling and stuff like that. Just regular Houston culture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 6th, 7th grade. I discovered, man, it was before school, and the homeboy Andrew Alvarado, man, it was in 6th or 7th grade. Before school started, bro, he showed me a MF Doom song, "Vats of Urine," man.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to that and I was like, yo, whoa. There's way more kinds of hip hop out there than what I'm than 50 Cent in them. All right, cool. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the year, by 2006, 2007, I started writing. So I'm talking about just big MF Doom bars.
Yeah.
Used to piss my mom off. She was like, "You're not doing your homework, but you have notebooks filled with rhymes. What the hell? How do we flip this?" Which I did. Because when I used to procrastinate on papers and shit, I'd be like, "Yo, you got to figure something out, man." Yeah. You have waited all the way up until 3 hours before class to try to get this paper done. And it's not going to be possible. You got to come up with something else, Jay. So I think like 8th and 9th grade, once I started having access to a computer, man, bro, I used to just make songs about. I hope I can find it one day. But I did a whole rap about the Spanish Armada, bro, because I was supposed to write a 3-page paper.
Okay.
I instead gave her a 3-minute song. And I did that at lunch. I was so great. Shout out for the homies for not snitching on me, because they're looking at me. They're like, guys, now this is real thoughtful work right here. Julian put in all of his effort and his skills of what he's learned. And then the homies looking at me like, this nigga did this shit at lunch in the wrestling room, bro. What the fuck? We hate you. So, yeah, man. You learning... Taking music and being able to navigate life with it has always been a dope plus. So that's like high school era. I think the first time I performed was 8th grade though, like before hitting high school. We had a talent show, quintessential talent show type coming of age thing. I wrote a cover to Heartless, the Kanye song. Okay. But instead of How Could You Be So Heartless, it was, oh, how could I be failing? So, yeah, man, me and my homeboy performed that, and it was off from there. Then next it was a coffee house at in high school, and I went to predominantly white high school with very affluent students. So it was a huge culture shock moving from public school to private school like that, and then also coming out with some hip hop. And I had the chubby cheeks and braces and a little afro. And I get up there, I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And I'm like, look at this. But killed that the first time. Like, on stage, I was a remix to Lemonade by Gucci Mane. Okay. And it was all about us winning our football championship. Some extra Texas ass shit, you know what I mean? And then from there, they gave us laptops, so I utilized the fuck out of that. I mean, probably the same way you would have been like salivating. It was like, bro, brand new MacBooks, own that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I was like, this is the greatest scholarship of all time. Like, and the reason I really went there was because I was supposed to go to the other school Beyonce went to, HSPVA. The High School for Performing and Visual Arts. So, okay. But the thing about them is they didn't have sports. The biggest merch sales is like HSPVA football undefeated since 1933 or something like that, because they don't have a football team. Yeah, pretty good, theater kid stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was supposed to go there for theater and band, but I ended up choosing to go to Episcopal, which is the name of the high school, because they said, Miss Outlaw, we'll let that boy go here for free. And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, you get a laptop. And I was like, I'm on my way. Yep, I'm in. Yeah. So literally the first day we got our laptops, opening up GarageBand. Yep. Trying to figure it out. And I seen my homeboy, basketball player, down the way. He was on his laptop in the gym, and I'm on my laptop in the gym. I'm like walking around from lunch trying to figure stuff out. And then he looks over at me, and I look over at him, and I was like, you make music? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, turn my laptop around. We were across the gym. I turned my laptop around. He turned his around. And I was like, let's go figure some stuff out. And that's my boy Cam. We came up with Lame Ways Artistry together. It wasn't that yet. It was New Religion Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Because either you New Religion or old news. You know what I'm saying? And after that, we've just been rocking out from there. I've just been trying to grow and make more music, put out more stuff, learn about the business. Oh yeah, staying independent. But yeah, so I've just been chugging along since then, from Texas all the way out here to the Northwest. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, that was a very thorough backstory, so I appreciate that. Hey man, I got you. Now, I've got a couple more foundation questions I want to go through. These are fun ones we knock out with everybody. Okay. And this first one, it's one we ask early, it's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money? Good Kid, Mad City.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City was the first album I was able to purchase. I was a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. I wasn't a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. I was a huge Ab Soul fan.
Mm.
And I was I loved all of Kendrick's features on, Long Term 2, Long Term Mentality, all of Ab Soul's Control System.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? One of the homies ended up surprising me with tickets to go see Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, damn.
And that was going to be my first hip-hop show. It was going to be my first hip-hop concert I was going to go to. And I was like, bro, I only know Ab Soul songs. You think you're going to bring out Ab Soul? And he was like, motherfucker, he just dropped that album. Go listen to that shit tonight. And it was 2 days before, I remember it was 2 days before the concert. And I had me a little money. You know what I'm saying? A little iTunes. Remember the iTunes cards? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Got on iTunes and I bought Good Kid, Mad City. And I sat, and this is something I want to get back to doing, is actively listening to music. Not just doing other shit and listening, but I sat there with my lamp on, put the, ooh, ah. I was like, the fuck is this?
Yep.
And I ain't gonna lie, for about good, I think, we going on 10 years now, pretty much. It's like a bedtime story for me, man. I used to listen to it every night.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a great purchase.
Hell yeah.
Great purchase.
Hell yeah. Well, conveniently, you answered the next question, which was one of the first shows you ever went to. So that works out perfect.
First hip-hop show, Kendrick Lamar. First concert ever. Shout out my mom for this. Elton John, Billy Joel.
Okay.
It was lit.
How old were you when that happened?
I think I was, it's like 13.
Okay, so you'd been playing music for a while. You'd been in it for a while. That must have been an experience.
It was so cool, man.
Oh, well, shout out to the moms for that one. Yeah. That's, hell yeah.
Moms is lit. The one thing that me and her still need to do together is, and you can look it up, late July, Earth, Wind, and Fire always comes to Houston around the same time.
Oh.
And technically, my first concert was a week before I came out of my mom at Earth, Wind, and Fire. So, yeah, man, it was 28 years due for me to just...
I was going to say, yeah, it's time to full circle that one.
Yeah, man, straight up.
Hell yeah, I love that. All right, now let's go ahead. Let's dive into you in the modern day. Let's get to know you now. And we're going to get the easy one out of the way. How'd you pick your name?
This is my government.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, It's been a roller coaster ride, man.
I'm gonna be honest. When you said Mama Outlaw earlier, I was like, either he's really committed to the music name, or that is for sure his actual name. So glad we were able to lock that one down.
Yeah, it's growing up with the last name Outlaw was really weird.
I imagine those are strange shoes to fill.
It is. But one thing I always say, I remember one day I was 12. And I was looking outside, you get Texas heat, and I'm just in my drawers outside and just standing barefoot in the grass, and I'm just looking at the sun. And I was like, dude, your name is Julian Outlaw, and you were born in Texas, and you're a whole-ass Boy Scout. What the fuck? You're a cartoon character, man. Like, your life is interesting as hell for you, dog. Like, what the... Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's been it, rocking and rolling. The only time I've ever really been pulled over, I was leaving a scout meeting in my mama's Prius in Texas. This is the big old spit dip cop pulls up.
Uh-oh.
License and registration.
Oh, God.
I'm like, oh, some white knuckling the hell out of this. I am in uniform. Troop leader across the sash and everything. I give him everything, and he's looking at it and he goes, said, officer, is everything? I'm like, oh, what's happening? What's going on? 4 squad cars and 8 cops later. I'm like, yo, I kind of got to take a shit. Like, I really need to go home, bro. And I'm scared as hell right now. I'm like, officers, is everything all right? They look at each other. They walk up to the car. Big fucking power steps they taking. And the first cop, he goes, well, looky here, boys. We done caught ourselves an outlaw.
Oh, no.
And they just bust out laughing, throws my ID back in the car, and he's like, you gonna get, man, you go. He's in his mama's Prius. Oh, my Lord. It's like, man, fuck you, dog. It's like, I get gangster in this goddamn uniform. So yeah, I'm the rapping Eagle Scout outlaw, man.
Hell yeah. Hey, I mean, somebody has to be, right?
I guess so. Might as well be me, right, Jimmy?
Hell yeah. All right, now let's go ahead. Let's dive into your writing process. Let's talk about the way you make music currently.
Okay.
And we're going to look at, let's start right at the beginning. You get inspired. You're ready to make some music. What are some of the things you do in the beginning? What are some of the things you do to get started?
Freestyle, for sure.
Okay.
Usually just like... the biggest thing that I actually learned from working with cool producers is we always warm up, kind of like, hanging out before we did this. My homeboy was like, yo, I got some beats in the bag for you, but let's just, kick it, bro. Smoke some, chill out, vibe, catch up on what's been going on in life. And sometimes I'll get on the mic, maybe I won't. It'll be, if I just start randomly freestyling, my homeboy puts it he'll put it in a folder somewhere. And I didn't notice that. I was like, one time he was like, all right, bro, you ready to go? I got 3 or 4 of them. I'm like, which 3 or 4? He was like, bro, you only rap to the ones that you like, big dog. And I'm like, I guess that makes a lot of sense. So first I'll start freestyling to see what beats that I like. And if I really mess with it, maybe plug it into the DAW and just do a couple of takes on the microphone just to warm up. Then what I've been trying to do now, because I started off as like a Eminem rabbledy scabbledy dabbledy lyrical spherical lyrical kind of guy. It's like, yo, let's hone our focus in and actually like pick a theme or what are we making sure we're saying something, not just rhyming words, but like, all right, what is the theme of this track? Usually I'll come up with something like the first 2 or 3 bars will probably help me get into that direction. Probably by like bar 4, I'm like, all right, take a look back at your work. Are you still on the path of what of what the message you're trying to convey is? Probably finish that verse first, spit that, pat myself on the back a lot, and then, rap that out loud a couple of times to the point where I got it memorized. And then it's from there, I'll either come up with a hook or do a second verse that's either juxtaposed to the first verse as either building onto it or being contrary to it, or just observing. That I kind of got a formula with that.
Yeah, a little bit of world building.
Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest example that anybody can listen to is my song Coffee. It's not about coffee. I actually shout out to Brothers of Carry because I do not drink coffee, but I love some teas. But it's even the hook goes, I wake up in the morning, roll a blunt just like it's coffee. Wake up in the morning to some loving like it's coffee. I've been up and snoring, I've been itching for some coffee. I don't even drink caffeine, but I love weed, liquor, and thotties. So now the first verse is lit. You know what I'm saying? We turning up. Second verse is like a bad hangover. It's like, yeah, bud. Yeah, all the weed, liquor, and thotties, got you fucked up now, don't it? You know what I'm saying? And I hope people hear that message conveyed in that, besides just like any of the party bars or just the wordplay. It's like, yo, he actually saying some shit, So that's kind of my process right there.
Oh, yeah. And then once you get a track finished, so you've got all the parts down, bell the buzzer, how long would you say it takes you to get comfortable performing it?
Depends on when I'm performing. So I did some research in terms of the synapses in our brains, in terms of memorizing things. The number 17 is a magic number. You do something 17 times in a row, you're probably gonna lock it in. It's always better if you're writing, reading, and reciting at the same time. Easier. If you're reading something and reciting it, that's like the second level down. Yeah. Just reading is the lowest. Yeah. Hearing something, maybe lower than that. Yeah. But so if we made a song to this morning and we had to perform it tonight, I could probably get it right.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have plenty of time to do it 17 times for sure.
Shoot, man. And that's the coolest thing, man, when I do my rehearsals. Also, any rappers watching, please rehearse. Any aspiring rappers, musicians, please rehearse, man. Like, I had an old boss come up to me and he was like, "Hey, can you help us with some stuff?" I was like, "No, man, I gotta go home. I still gotta rehearse. I gotta shower, get merch ready and stuff."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, took his cigarette out of his mouth. He was like, "You rehearse?" And I was like, I was genuinely pissed off. I was like, "What the hell you mean, do I rehearse?" He was like, "My bad. I don't know. I just thought y'all so talented. Y'all just get up there and do it." And I'm like, "Well, that's kind of flattering, but no, that's not how that works at all."
No, I feel that.
So like a shower, 15-minute shower, you know what I'm saying? The same song, especially your most troubling song. But when you're in the shower, just getting them up over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, hop out the shower, get your clothes on. And while you're getting your clothes on, practice your stage presence, get in the mirror one time with it. You know what I mean? Oops, excuse me. Get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
That whole drive, run through that again a couple times. And if you see me at shows, y'all will see me probably walking around pacing like a madman with my earbuds in and trying to get people to politely leave me the fuck alone. So I can prep all the way till showtime. Like I feed off that anxiety. Like I love that. So yeah, man, rehearsal.
No, it's a big part of it. I always like to call back this moment when I was interviewing an artist named Oblate Reed. He's up in Seattle. He loves to run, like cross country runner. This man like lives and breathes running.
Mm.
And so he runs, I think it's like 6 miles a day, and he practices his set during that time. Like he does his whole set. So by the time he's done running, 6 miles, it's been a little bit of time. That doesn't happen in 20 minutes. So when he has to do, a 30, 45-minute set, that's nothing. That is too easy for him. He is going full tilt from bell to buzzer.
Yo, shout out to, once again, the queen, Beyonce again.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I remember my cousin, she's a singer as well. Shout out Jenny Harney, Broadway, Hamilton, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
She used to tell me, because when she would give us like vocal training exercises for being in theater and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, y'all are lazy. First off, y'all aren't Beyonce. Stop trying to do all this lazy slouching and dance. Like that woman gets on a treadmill for 2 hours a day and sings her ass off like doing that. I'm like, yo, the cardio is crazy, and I think I need to get back on that my damn self.
Somebody else told the Beyonce story where she was performing and she fell down the stairs and without even missing a beat, just up, still going. You wouldn't even realize.
Yeah, man.
You wouldn't even realize she fell if you came in 10 seconds after that.
The way that I realized that she's so committed is, I remember it was this, I forgot what music video it was in. It might have been Single Ladies, but she was laying on her back singing, and she replicated this at one of her concerts.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin was like, ain't no way in hell you got to have the most crazy diaphragm to be dancing, laying on your back, and then projecting at a perfect pitch like level, dog.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
I mean, Beyonce is phenomenal. Beyonce, if you ever want to be on the show,
Beyonce, Jimmy got you.
Let's do it. I'd be fine with that.
He could pencil you in, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll make some time. All right, hell yeah. And then to kind of round out the focus on your process, I want to look at. I mean, I guess it's now barely 2024, so let's look at 2023.
Okay.
From the start of the year to the end of the year, how did your process change?
Well, right now, in terms of making the music, the process has just been refined. It's just refining itself. It's been more so 2023. I cracked open a lot of books and watched a lot of YouTube on the business of music. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure that the investment on this time comes back to, something in my pockets. I'm going to be like the bike thing. I'm going to be rapping forever. But I'm trying to learn the business side of things. Like the scary part of that question, when the previous question was like, yo, so how comfortable would you be with, after you've done the song? I'm like, yo, my anxiety goes crazy for releasing tracks. I'm like, awesome. Yeah, cool. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying?
I get that from a lot of people. But there are two lines of thought that team up together that somebody like it was one that I had shared and one somebody shared with me, and it made so much sense. I'm really mad I didn't know of this concept of thinking when I was doing music actively, because my thing is that to do it, you have to do it the first time. That has always been my school of thought. To do something, you have to do it the first time. And then somebody said to me in response, after that, the only thing more important than doing it the first time is doing it again.
Hello.
And I was just like, damn.
It's really that simple too,
Damn,
but it's
yeah.
so hard.
You know, the other mentality that I think really kind of helped me like feel more comfortable when I was releasing stuff is that in the beginning, your audience is small. So you should be putting out odd things, weird stuff that maybe isn't 100%, because then you will stop listening to it for a stretch of time. And when you re-listen to it, you're going to be like, oh, I get exactly what I was trying to do. And it takes the thinking about what you need to do with it away, so that when you listen to it later, you could be like, oh, I wish I had done that. I could do that on this. And you get to learn from letting go. Perfection is not a reality. Like that's just not how it is.
That's a hindsight kind of thing. It's like, oh, that's dope. And I think Kendrick Lamar I shot myself in the foot with him, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's a hard example to live up to.
I was like, wait, hold on, this is like his debut studio album. Like I was like, yeah, I know those are mixtapes, but like this man literally created the greatest hood bedtime story / movie audio of all time. So coming off of that, like oh my God, my first album, Cold Under Pressure, it even looks like Section 80, bro. Like it's got my ADD medication on it. It's real deal late homework that I'm trying to stay up if I can get done, and the wrestling stuff and shit, man. I was like, yo, I got this. This is going to be my magnum opus straight out the gate. And ever since then, it's like, all right, maybe, it's taken me damn near 10 years to be like, just like a barber. Like it'll grow back.
Yeah.
You can make more. Dude, you don't have finite words to use like in your life. Like you can continue rapping.
No. And you never know, not even in the sense of like blowing up per se, but you never know what your music experience is going to bring. But nothing will come from it if you put out nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I always, on as many episodes as I can without beating a dead horse, I really try to just encourage putting some stuff out there. Because also what happens is as you have more music out, and I mean, you have a pretty fair amount of music on, at least, on your Spotify where I was checking it out earlier. But if there is a body of work, even if it's all singles to a degree, even if it's like an album and a couple or like an EP and an EP, the timeline lets you see progression. People love progress. Like you go and watch the very first episode of this show, and then you go and watch this episode that we're on right now, worlds apart, just totally different experiences. And it's not to say one is better or worse. I really enjoyed that first episode because it needed to happen in the way that it happened. But
you knew
I
needed
knew
more.
that it wasn't going to be that forever, but it couldn't be anything but that until that happens.
And then, and I guess that's the cool part of you growing. That's how you find your audience. I just got a YouTube comment yesterday that made me damn near almost tear up, man. Because this guy was like, yo, just watch this. My favorite songs are this one. I'm like, boom. Bro, that's 3 different albums too, big homie. Oh, are you really listening? He's like, I also like this, the joint off of your freestyle tape. I'm like, oh, he knows about Basil in the Backwoods. All right, cool. And then he was like, I really enjoy this one song that I like. He was like, that was off my first album. He was like, I really enjoyed this song. Just wish it was like mixed or recorded a bit better because I feel like your vocals could pop out. And I'm like, you telling me, dog. And I'm like, I'm glad you heard it too. But yeah, we're on the same page. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's cool, man. We're here together, man.
See, and the only way the world can share that with you is if you share it with the world. And with that being said, let's move on to this next question, because this I think will actually this is a fun one. This is kind of the humble brag moment time. What are some things about your current sound? So like music that's coming out now or just recently came out. What are some things about your current sound that you enjoy?
It can get goofy. It can get real goofy. I got a song I'm about to put out right now. It's called the Humbuckle. That's not even a real word. You know what I'm saying? Some shit. My homeboy Hazy that produced the Migrations tape album. We used to just say this shit randomly, just smoking, getting high. Like when we do something, Humbuckle. What the fuck was that? But it's a whole goddamn country western fucking square dancing song that I got coming up. That'll be coming out. Shout out to my man D Dwilly. Me and him just finished up a EP called The Cookbook. And it is only Parappa the Rapper samples.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like dropping weird references to video games and shit like that, even when it gets serious. And I love my versatility, dog. I can get serious and silly at the same time. That's what I like right now. The stuff that's gonna be coming out, I think that's the cool part too. None of my albums I think sound like any of the other ones. I think the thing that stays the same is probably the air of Southern funk that I love on all my beats when I pick them. You know what I'm saying?
And actually, that was something I had noticed when I was listening earlier as well, is that it was easy to distinguish song to song, which I really appreciate. I hate when you look down and you're like, oh, I'm 7 songs into an song album.
I thought it was one song still. It's like, damn, it's a long ass song. Yeah,
exactly. But then also you have a distinctness in your voice. There's like a bit. It's not like a graveliness, but it's got a bite. I can't remember which one it was now, but there was this moment where you kind of came out almost like DMX-y, and then you call it out almost immediately, and I was like, that's funny. That's funny. Not because I thought you sounded like that, but because in that one particular moment, you took that approach so like full on. I was just like, oh, maybe that is it. And then you said that, and I was like, oh, no, that's just, he's just calling out his own bits.
Yeah, that's it.
It's very apparent, even early on in your music. So that was just something I noticed and wanted to point out.
Thank you, man. The weirdest thing about the DMX thing is I did a DMX tribute, like after he died. And shout out my boy Nate Trowbridge down in Eugene, you know what I'm saying? He mixed that together. I remember when he sent it to me, because he put the part of the prayer that he did, the miracles only happen on the platform of a tragedy, which is a crazy statement to say, God damn. But I was like, yo, man, so hey, which song did you sample the barks and stuff from? And he was like, dog, that's you. I was like, what? I'm like, that's not X. He was like, no, dude, the only thing that's sampled from DMX in here is the beats and that prayer at the end. I was like, okay, that's creepy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but also dope as fuck. Hell yeah.
That's rad. Hell yeah. All right. And then to wrap up this middle portion before we move on to the next segment. This next question, this is probably the densest question in the interview.
Okay.
But we're gonna look inward for this last one. We've talked a lot about kind of the experiences with music, the things that happen, the ways of the world, and the things we interact with. But when it's just you and the music, what does it give back to you?
Life. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this for forever until I get put in the dirt. It's therapy. Honestly, if I look at a correlation, I definitely got into less fights in school. Once I started writing, I had a lot to say. One thing I realized is I was blessed enough to find hip hop and rap and being able to have this skill at a young age, because even now in my late 20s, I know people who have no idea what their outlet is for their frustrations, their feelings, or even as a passion. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I feel fucked off, I know for a fact I got rap. I got that in the bag, dude. I got pressed by some gang members out in Rockwood, man. Dude was drunk off his ass, and he couldn't believe, there's no way you're not a gang member. It's like, because all young black men out here are gang members. And I'm like, nah, bro, I don't even do that like that. Long story short, his OG comes over and he was like, Stop asking this man what gang he was in when he was in Texas. This man has a notebook out, a whole notebook going over budgets and writing rhymes. Like,
And he's in his mom's Prius.
and he's
wearing
in his
his
mom's
thing.
Prius, dog. But, you know, I'm very polite about this because I'm like, I don't want this to go left. I can see all the guns that are around me right now. And I'm like, yeah, but gentlemen, you know, this, that, and the third, and what I'm preaching some positivity and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reckless one goes, shit. Hey, bro, remember when we was freestyling earlier today? I put some money on it. My whole fucking... Yeah, sir, I promise you don't want to do that. Because you're going to want to shoot me. Because if we rapping for some money, for $700, I'm leaving with your money, bro.
Okay.
and then the OG was like, I believe every word he just said. So it was like, we're just gonna leave that alone. Let's have a drink and just let's keep it going. I know for a fact I got rap. I know for a fact I got it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to this next portion. But before we do, every now and then people reference the fact that they do both music and sports, or did sports at one time. I'm trying to find out more about the correlation between the two. So we're going to spend a quick moment on this.
Okay.
What are some of the things that you find you experience that are similar in the two respects?
And I think you're definitely asking the right person because rap can be a team sport, hip hop can be a team sport or very solo. Mm-hmm. And I wrestled in high school, which is both a team sport and an extremely individual.
Oh, I did it in middle school.
You already know.
Right?
Yeah, so, dude, probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life is to not quit wrestling. Because I swear to God, every day, every day, after every practice, we would look at each other like, why the fuck are we doing this on purpose? This is... Like, yo, my body hurts. We have exercised so hard. There is literal steam coming off of our heads right now. Mm-hmm. And wake up in the morning, do that shit again.
Yep.
The losses are some of the worst pain you will ever fucking go through. But at the same time, you can't blame nobody but you.
No.
It was just you and that other man out there. You fucked up. Go fix it. Do you want to quit on a loss? Hell nah. When you get that dub, feels like the greatest thing in the world. But then also on some Sisyphus shit, you're like, you got to one peak. Let's push this rock up again. Like we're gonna keep a roll going. We're gonna keep a streak. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's that right there. Like you get to look inside yourself, especially with wrestling. Like pushing yourself past limits that you never thought you could do. I remember one time my coach was like, you know, y'all been live wrestling for 45 minutes. I'm like, that's ridiculous because I can barely get through the 6 minutes that we have at a real match. And motherfuckers are about to throw up by you know what I'm saying? Minute 4. You find out things about yourself that you didn't know you could do. You learn how to deal with real life a lot better. Like I'm saying, my bars is my therapy. When I'm going through some things, man, boom, I get to write that down and even work some things out for myself. Like if I'm feeling depressed or somebody's making me feel bad and I end up writing a diss or something like that on them, I'm like, motherfucker, I'm lit. You can't put me down. Look at this shit. I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling sports are like that. The teamwork, you know what I'm saying? The crowd, the camaraderie of your fellow, you know what I'm saying, competitors or teammates, which if they're your teammates, they're competitors too. Steel sharpens steel, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I love the era of slightly unhealthy egos that we have in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, you my boy, but I am the best. Nah, he rap pretty good though. Yeah. It's like, nah, he's a dope ass rapper. But I'm standing on my shit. You know what I mean? The goal is to be the best. And it's something to where nobody really is the best. That's fucking the dope attitude to have, I think. Because we can all get participation trophies in this. We can all be number one. It's not like the finite words. There might be finite listeners in the world, but everybody got enough time. It's not like, oh, damn it. he's already a fan of Jimmy. He won't be a fan of mine now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can all share the wealth and the experience of that, dude. The show's amazing. It's like Friday Night Lights, man. Whether you in the crowd or strapping your helmet up, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You just got me excited. That's a really good question to think about.
Oh yeah.
Sports and music.
Yeah. Well, thank you for going through that with me. Like I said, it came up a while ago, and I can't even pinpoint the episode it started on, but I've been running with it ever since. One day I'm going to pay somebody a fair amount of money to go through all the episodes and compile all this information.
Oh, dude, that would be the supercut. Sports music supercut.
It's just going to be one big like mini documentary.
Hey man, any psychologist at U of O or OSU looking for a goddamn
a whole thesis
idea there.
Oh hey, yeah, anybody who's in college right now needs one of those. Let's do it.
Jimmy's Jambox has got you. We've got all the data already here. You just got to sift through.
Hell yeah. All right, but let's go ahead and get back to the original format. We're going to go ahead and we're going to dive into some hypothetical questions.
All righty.
Now, these, feel free to have fun. Literally, the sky's the limits because they're all made up, so the answers can be too.
Okay.
And this first one's pretty standard. But if you could work with anybody, the only requirement is they have to be alive currently.
Okay.
But you could work with them in any capacity, any place. They don't have to be a musician per se. But who would you want to work with? And how would you want to work with them?
Damn, you taking music out of the equation.
No, it can be a musician as well. I'm just saying it doesn't have to.
There are more important things that need to be done in the world besides me. I'll give you two. Tied for first place is, I forget his last name, but I believe his first name is Moses. He's a veteran that came up with a machine that is able to pull moisture out of the fucking air to create clean drinking water for underserved communities.
Oh, damn.
So I want to work with him in helping getting clean water to food deserts and places that got fucked up pipes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to work with him on that and taking that internationally. Mm-hmm. Also in Detroit, I forget her name, but there's a woman that is working on creating not only food sovereignty, but also fixing the houselessness problem.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, like if I could be like, ma'am, if you doing the damn thing in Detroit, we really need you out here in Portland. You know what I'm saying? So those two, just to help the community. But musically, and it had to be alive, I probably would say Zero.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would work with Zero, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Zero to Crooked, the Most City Don, man.
I mean, those are all really good answers. Like, I appreciate you taking the time to think outside of the box on that one too.
Of course,
it's a really powerful first.
When you're inside Jimmy's Jambox,
you gotta think
outside of it, man.
Oh, I might steal that.
Go ahead, bro. That's a free one right there, man.
That's a fun one. That's a fun one. I'm gonna hold on to that for later.
Yeah, put that in your back pocket, man.
Hell yeah. And then subsequently, who are some local artists that you're aware of right now that you would like to work with, but you haven't gotten to connect with yet?
I am overdue for a Swiggle Mandela song.
Yo, shout out Swiggle Mandela.
We got a show coming up together.
Yep.
19th.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to be there.
Oh, sheesh.
Surprise, y'all, because this should come out, I believe, slightly before it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a little thing in the beginning beforehand.
Oh, dude, dope as fuck. Hey, man. Well, if you're watching this before the show, click the link from Shop La Familia. Go grab a ticket. Drop down. You can go click my name if you'd like to support me. You can all of the artists on there get a cut from the ticket sales. So this is really one of those shows where if you pull up and put your money where your mouth is, man, you are actually helping drive the local independent music scene here in the Pacific Northwest. And we really can't wait to see you there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, me and Swiggle, dog. Me and Swiggle got to get on something. Zap.
I support that 100%. That gets the Jambox seal of approval.
Hell yeah.
All right. And then for this next one, like I said before, sky's the limits. But if you could perform anywhere in the world, and you wouldn't have to worry about crowd access, building stability, power, guaranteed best lineup, guaranteed best show, and it doesn't have to be a venue. It can be anywhere. Where would you want to perform?
Oh, dude, I'm so glad you asked this. I've been watching Metalocalypse lately, dog, and that crazy shit that they do with their stages. At first I was gonna say Epcot, but then you opened the thing up for me, man. I think I would like to do something like what they did, like on that episode with the troll, bro. I want to go to like a fjord and like just like one of those big blue ice fucking goddamn glaciers, bro. Just be up in that motherfucker and do that. I think that would be tight. Either there, like something like Red Rocks, like be at the Grand Canyon or something, like something wild. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Or floating. Underwater could be cool too.
I always wonder how like underwater shows would work. And then there was that whole incident with the submarine for the Titanic, and I was just like, maybe we stay above. Maybe we stay up here for a little bit. Maybe we stay on the land.
Maybe we don't go too deep.
Yeah, or at least, below sea level, it can exist without water.
Yes, exactly. Look at New Orleans.
Yeah, or what's was it Death Valley? Like, is that the lowest point in?
Is it?
I think it's the lowest point in America. Don't quote me on
crazy.
that. Somebody put that in the comments.
So it must really be close to hell, for real, for real.
It's where?
It must be really close to hell, for real, for real.
If you believe in it, yeah, maybe.
Shit, man.
Maybe.
Hey, man. Hey, straight up.
All right, and then to wrap up the hypothetical questions.
Okay.
If you could get one more album from anybody right now, and they could be alive, they could be dead, they could have put out an album yesterday, they could have not put out an album in 100 years, but if you could get one more album from somebody right now, who would it be?
Big L.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good answer. Oh, my God.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Big L would eat shit up nowadays, bro.
Oh, yeah. A Big L album right now.
In 2023 with New York drill going.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
That would go crazy, dude.
Hell yeah.
Big L.
Well, damn it. Now I'm mad because I had a new answer. Every now and then I try to think of ones, and that's so good. Oh.
Who would yours be?
I want another Gambino album.
Another Gambino?
Yeah.
A lot, right? He's out here hitting the Jimmy's Jambox. Right
I know.
now, dude.
I know.
I can't. When does he sleep?
I mean, why does he need to?
That's a damn, bro. That's one of the. So you're like me. I hate the fact that sleep is a necessary requirement for being a human being.
Yeah, it definitely gets in the way of a lot of things that I try to do, like put out all these episodes.
You know what I'm saying, dude? It's like, yo. And then it's like the more you try to fight it to be productive, the less productive your brain becomes. It's like,
wake up the next day, you're like, why is the video going like this?
What are we doing? Oh, man. Editing off of no sleep, bro? Oh, my God.
Lord forbid you doze off and push a button.
What happened? How many undos do I need to do?
How did I copy and paste?
It's like, okay, that's gone, and now the whole rest of my project is done except for this one clip.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
But damn, Big Al is still such a good answer.
I'm glad that came up real damn.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Anybody dead or alive. Sure.
All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start wrapping this up. Why don't you tell us what we can look forward to, say, the first quarter of 2024?
Dude, first quarter of 2024. Well, we just completed 1 year of monthly events, the Lameways Artistry, which I never really explained what that was, but Lameways is an acronym that stands for living above most expectations. Most importantly, living above my expectations. Because fuck what a hater saying. As long as you wake up with breath in your lungs, you are put on this earth to do what no other human can get done. But we throw a monthly event over at the Black-owned Mighty Mo's Tanker off on 49th and Hawthorne. Black-owned barbecue joint. Amazing food, amazing greens. They also have vegan options as well. We've been doing that for a year straight now. We're coming up on our first iteration for January.
Oh yeah.
So that's donation at the door. You know what I mean? Come see us every month. We'll be having that going over there, and also plenty of other dope hip hop shows that get hosted at Mighty Mo's Tanker. Of course, the Still Booming show, featuring Jimmy's Jambox himself. You know what I'm saying? Got Jimmy, got me and Swiggle Mandela will be on that. The Cookbook EP with me and D Dwilly, that'll be dropping in February as well. Ooh, what else we got going on? I got a whole bunch of recorded stuff that just needs to get mixed, mastered, and put out.
Hell yeah.
The merch is coming through, and this is actually for you, Mr. Jimmy.
Oh, what? Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? That's,
yeah. Make sure that gets on the camera.
Yeah, man. These are one of one hand tie-dyed bandanas.
Damn.
They come with the Lameways logo and the Julian Outlaw logo, and they are one of one, just like you, as a dope individual. You know what I'm saying? Won't anyone have a bandana like yours? T-shirts as well, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? This is a nice little bleach dye. So please support. Also, this is for you, sir. Also, please support by you can grab a CD. I'm still selling physical CDs, big dog. Each one of them comes with 3 unreleased tracks, like some of the stuff from high school and stuff. Like, you get a little Squirrel Boy. Yeah, I used to be back when I was Squirrel Boy. You get 3 tracks on that and a personalized message, signed, sealed, and delivered straight to you, or pull up at a show and come grab one off of me. Bandanas, new music, new merch coming, a whole lot more shows. If anybody wants to work, please get at me on my DM. Let's make sure that the process keeps moving forward. And yeah.
Hell yeah. And then, you know what? That's perfect segue for this next one. Why don't you go and look straight at the camera and tell everybody how they can find you?
Well, check it out. Hey, my name is Julian Outlaw. I hope you've been having a great time here on Jimmy's Jambox. But you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you stream your music at. You can just search up Julian Outlaw. That's JulianOutlaw. And that'll be easy to find. I'm the guy with this on his head. You know what I'm saying? Instagram, at the Julian Outlaw. Twitter as well as on the same thing. If you're on YouTube, you'll see Lameways Artistry as the channel name. But if you search up Julian Outlaw, it should be easy to find. So get at me. If you want to work, book julianoutlaw@gmail.com. We're always looking for sponsors for our future events and for our future projects and music videos and stuff like that. So holla at me. Come on, get your merch on this. Get your merch on this dread. Put it on my head, and let's go out here and get this bread. You feel me? Let's go.
Hell yeah. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you want to put on while you're on here?
Mom, I love you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now we've got one last question to go. But before we do, I'm going to steal the camera for just a second.
Alrighty.
As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And one more shout out to the Brothers Apothecary. Make sure to click the link below. Go check out what they got. Guarantee you're going to like something. And with that being said, the final question.
Alrighty.
And this is entirely up to your interpretation. But what is an album that you feel is more on the obscure side, like not one everybody knows, but is one you think everybody should know?
I'm going to say it's probably obscure in the hip hop community, but I'm not remembering the album, but it might also be the title of the album, and it's also just a title track. But I feel like everybody should enjoy The Caves of Altamira by Steely Dan. It's one of their late 70s cuts. Man, I listen to the fuck out of that shit, man.
That's a good rec.
Yeah, man. So pick anything, any Steely Dan album that isn't Asia, because you probably heard Asia a million times, or at least I hope you have. You know what I'm saying? Go do some homework on some of that shit. Man, them boys talking about some gangster stuff in them songs, bro.
Hell yeah.
For real.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and get up and out of here. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Jimmy, man. I was hella excited to come on here, bro. I appreciate the hospitality. You know what I mean?
Always.
Yes, sir. Stay living above most expectations, big dog.
Hell yeah. This has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Julian Outlaw.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Keep jamming.